Welcome to your flow today. It's going to be a stronger flow with many variations of how to do some of the poses. You'll want at least one block, but you may want a couple of blocks. So if you don't have a block, you can use kind of anything that will help bring some elevation. Maybe a book or a pot and pan. Really, whatever you can think of that will help to bring some support. All right, we're going to start on our backs today. So go ahead and lie down. Get a hold of your block. Set it next to your side. Place the feet against the mat. And let the knees drop in on one another. So walk those feet out about as wide as the mat. Let the arms be still next to the body, palms face up. Let the back of the head fully rest against the mat. And if you're in a comfortable enough space, you can close the eyes and start to come into more awareness around the present moment and the space that you're occupying. Make any adjustments that you may need so that you are fully relaxed into the embrace of gravity's pull. No tension in the neck and the shoulders. No tension in the hips or the lumbar spine. Just support from the earth below you. Let every breath lengthen and slow down. Until every inhale fully expands the lungs to their maximum capacity. And on exhales, you have control and awareness, fully exhaling all of the air out of the lungs. And let's start to call into our vision and intention for the practice today. An intention that deeply resonates with your reason why for showing up to your mat, offering your devotion to awareness, awareness between the body, the mind, and the breath connection. Let your inhale brighten the visualization of that intention. Let your exhale anchor the intention more deeply within you. Imagine if that intention could grow roots, and it starts to root and entwine with your very being, so that even once we leave the mat here today, we continue to feel and feed the intention that we had through our practice, taking the practice with us off the mat. On your next inhale, lengthen that left leg onto the mat and hug the right knee up towards the right shoulder. Grab around the shin or underneath the calf, whatever feels best for you. Tight compression, squeeze that knee up towards the shoulder. And then as you exhale, release the squeeze. Take the right knee into the left hand, and then release the right hand off of the leg. I like to put my right hand on my rib cage. And then we're going to do some gentle twists back and forth, allowing that right knee to come over to the left, and then dropping the hip back down to the mat. Hip lifts, hip drops, hip lifts, hip drops. A couple more. Getting a little bit of movement into that spine and even a little bit into that hip flexor. Now take the right knee into the right hand, release the left hand, and drop that right knee off to the right so that it opens up almost like you're going into a Vrksasana, a tree pose. Lift the right knee back up, and then drop it back open to the right. And we're going to do 2 more of those. Lift the knee back to the sky, drop it out. 1 more. Lift and drop. Hold here for the inhale. And as you exhale, let that right leg glide along the mat and hug the left knee all the way up to the left shoulder. It's a busy day today out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it, the mic picks it up, but we have sirens and dogs galore. I don't think I've ever heard it this busy before. Oh. All right, let's take that left knee into the right hand, and we're gonna drag the left knee over to the right as that left hip lifts, and then drop that left hip back down. Hip lifts as we push the left knee to the right, and then drop it back down. You can slow this movement down if you would like. You can also exaggerate it as much as you would like. Maybe dropping that left knee all the way down to the mat if you have that within the practice at this point. Or you can continue just to take it nice and easy, letting the body subtly open up, preparing the body for more effort. Take that left knee into the left hand, and then open that left knee to the left. And just hold it here for a moment. Let that opening in the hip flexor and the inner thighs sink in. Lift it back up, and then open it back out. 2 more, lift it up, open, lift, and open. Hold here for a moment. And then bring both feet to the mat so the knees are up towards the sky. Take a hold of your block, and we're going to start to build the fire now in the core. So we're going to bring those feet up so that we have a nice 90-degree angle from hip
to knee, knee to ankle. We're going to take the block into the right hand and press that block between the hand and the thigh. This is really essential that we keep this tension between block and thigh. It's this real equal pushing of the block into the thigh and the thigh into the block, as well as the hand into the block and the block into the hand. So we choose our own adventure, and if we choose to lose integrity around the amount of tension that we're keeping between block, hand, and thigh, then we're going to lose a lot of that effort that needs to occur, that activation that needs to occur in the core. So we begin with that tension, and then we pull the rib cage towards one another, almost like we're tightening up shoelaces between the rib cage. Push the low belly down towards the navel and push the low spine down towards the mat. There should be no gap between mat and spine. Flat spine the whole time. Breathe here as you're creating the fire. It's a small fire right now. It's like the rubbing of the sticks, so it's not quite all the way burning, or maybe it is already for you. It really depends on how much you activate your core through your week. Keep holding it here. Keep breathing. Create a little more tension so that you're activating, you're asking those muscles to activate even a teeny, teeny, tiny more. Spread the toes, feet nice and wide. One more inhale. And a full exhale. Push that low spine down. And then release the feet down to the mat. So that's just our beginning. But see if you can observe where there could be a little bit more integrity used around what we're actually doing. We just want to make sure that we're not showing up to our mat and then jipping ourselves. So complete integrity, lift those feet up, knees at a 90-degree angle, block in the left hand now, pressing against the left thigh. Start to create that tension. Nice, strong pushing, like you're going to smash the block into little tiny pieces. Now, tighten up the rib cage so that it's like you're tightening your shoelaces. And now push that low belly down into the mat so that there's no gap between mat and spine. If you're quivering a little bit from the activation, that's perfect. That's really what we want. But again, choose your own adventure. Go where you would like to go with this. Build as much of a fire as you would like to build. Spread those toes, feet nice and wide. Push down again with that low spine. Hug the rib cage in. Make sure that tension has not left between block and hand. Take a big inhale and a full exhale. Tighten the rib cage, push belly down, and release. And again, just for one moment, really observe the sensations you have within the core. I think I need to walk my way up a little bit to the top of the mat for this next one. Feet come up. Now we're switching it over to the right. Create that tension. Hug belly down, hug rib cage in. And now extend left arm overhead. Extend left leg. Keep pushing everything down and bounce or like slow pulses with that left foot. Just hovering above the ground for 10, 9, 8. Keep pressing the block into the thigh into the block. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep with the breath. 1. Left knee to the left elbow for 5. Extend. Keep pressing everything down. 4. Extend. 3. Extend. If you've lost that fire, it's because we're not holding integrity around the pose. 2, extend. And 1, hold here and lift those shoulders up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, release. If you feel little beads of sweat starting, that's telling me that you have ignited the fire within the core. Muladhara is very happy here. our Muladhara, Manipura, our solar plexus chakra, is feeling on fire right now. Let's go over to the left side. Legs up, create that tension, hug the rib cage together, pull the low belly down, and extend right arm, right leg, and bounce or pulse that right foot up for 10, 9, 8. Even through the effort, we remain calm with the breath guiding us. 5, 4. Don't lose the integrity. 2, 1. Let's bring the elbow in for 5. Push that low belly down, extend. Bring it in for 4. Extend, hug that rib cage in. Bring it in for 3. Push the block together like you're going to smush it. Elbow to knee for 2. Extend. Hug it in for 1. Lift those shoulders up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right. So I love that, especially to get us really going. It's a really nice way while we're lying here to just get activation and fire happening. Bring those heels in close to the glutes. Maybe you even reach down. Can you tap them with your fingers? Engage your inner thighs towards one another. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up to the sky, push down into the elbows, and walk your shoulder blades towards one another. Continue to drive through the heels, lift those hips. There should be no sensation in the low spine. So if there's sensation, go ahead and come out a little bit so that we're not just arching into that low spine. The activation of the inner thighs and the lower glutes is really going to help to extend the spine rather than crunch the spine up. Take 2 more breaths here. Really let the rib cage, normally you're going to hear don't let the rib cage flare, but since we just worked our core, I actually want that rib cage to flare out a little bit so that we're creating this expansion along the front side of the body. Now, hug the rib cage together, tighten that core up, firm yourself, and start to lower down vertebra by vertebra. Big breath in, full breath out. Next inhale, bring it back into that bridge pose. Walk those shoulders underneath you, drive down through the elbows for some support, hug those inner thighs towards one another. Let the rib cage flare out for a moment. And now tighten that core up, tighten the rib cage, squeeze everything to the midline. Take another inhale, and then as you exhale, nice and slow, lower down to the mat. Excellent. Let's hug the knees towards the ribs without taking our hands around the shins or the hamstrings. Instead, use the core strength to pull those knees in towards the rib cage, up towards the chest. And now, once the spine feels long, you can wrap those hands around those shins, get a little tighter compression. Maybe even a little side rocking going on. Massage out the hips, massage out the low spine. Get the head involved to let the neck release. And then take those hands underneath the calves on top of the hamstrings. And let's find a couple of rocking and rolling. If rocking and rolling isn't in your practice, go ahead and just meet us in a tabletop shape. One more. We're going to roll over our shins and come to our hands and knees. Let's warm up the wrists. Get them ready to have some weight on them. So find a nice forward and backward motion as the wrists are directly below the shoulders. Grip the mat with the fingertips so that we're protecting the wrists. We're active through the hands instead of just flattening the hands like pancakes against the mat. And now magnetize the inner forearms towards one another, keeping strength within the entire lower arm. Strength in the fingertips. Let's take the fingertips to the side of the mat and find a sway side to side. And now finally, if you have this in your practice, you can flip those fingertips all the way to face the knees and press down against the palms. Start to sink the hips down towards the heels as you continue to push the heel of the hand towards the mat, getting maximum length along the forearm, the backs of the wrists, the front of the wrist, the fingers, maybe all the way even up into the shoulders. And nice and slow, come out the way we went in, bringing those fingertips to the side. Remember to grip the mat. And now forward with those fingertips. Go ahead and choose one of your hands to flip over so that palm faces your face. Bend the elbow and then straighten. I actually like to take my opposite palm and plant it on top of my flipped palm. Bend the elbow, straighten. Two more, bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Bend, straighten. And continue like this. Let that wrist feel the release. And then both hands back down to the mat, tuck those toes. We're gonna hug the low belly in, and we're gonna lift and hover those knees here. Push the earth away so that there's protraction through the shoulders. Really knit the rib cage towards each other so that that midline is really tight. Engage the inner thighs towards one another so that they're not just slacking around. And now if the tailbone is lifting up to the sky as those knees are hovering, I want you to drop that tailbone down to create a nice compression in the low belly. Really hug the low belly or the low belly button. There's only one belly button. Hug the navel to the spine and breathe here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep hugging everything tight. 4. This is our last stretch. 3, 2, and exhale up to your downward facing dog. Find that movement that your body is craving in down dog. Only you know what that looks like. Nobody else can tell you what your body needs or what movement is being desired through the body. Only you, and this is why this is your practice. You'll find that free movement until you feel ready to find stillness, and then we will all meet in a nice still down dog with the gaze towards the belly button, the crown of the head melting to the mat. The heart chases the head. The hips lift to the sky as the heels dive towards the mat. And on your next inhale, bring this forward, high plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Grip that mat, don't flat palm it. Tuck the tailbone towards the heels. Hug the rib cage in. Slight protraction to the shoulders. And then exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Hold here for 5. Lift that heel towards the glute for 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that left foot back. Bring the right knee in for 5. Lift the heel towards the glute. 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that right leg back. Exhale, down dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. Take a moment to grab those elbows and find a nice pendulum here, letting the crown of the head go, letting the neck completely go, and steadying into the breath. Let's take a small twist, right Hand grabs a hold of that left ankle, left arm reaches towards the sky, twist here. Exhale, left hand reaches for the right ankle, the right arm reaches to the sky, twist. And exhale, walk it back out, high plank. 3 chaturangas. The elbows are going to stay tight into the rib cage. We're going to bring the shoulders to the same height as the elbows, and we're going to gaze down and slightly forward. Let's go now. Chaturanga 1. Push it up. Chaturanga 2. Keep those hips in line. Push it up. Chaturanga 3. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale it back up. Downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg swings up to the sky. Bend that left knee, open the hip out. Create a couple of knee circles. And then switch the direction. And then exhale, left knee to the left elbow. For 3, 2, 1, send it back, open that hip out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, left knee over to the right elbow. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, send it back. Open the knee. Take an inhale. And exhale, left knee to the left elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, send it back. Let your inhale be sweet. And then exhale, left knee over to that right elbow. Tap it. Now, bear the weight onto that left hand. Rotate to the right foot so that right foot flattens. Extend the left leg underneath you and to the right. And bring those right hands up to the sky or to the hips for 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop left foot, fallen triangle here. Lift the hips to the sky, lift the heart to the sky. Take a big inhale to fill that heart up, and then exhale, sink everything down to the bum. Forward fold. Sweet, sweet forward fold. Maybe sweeter than you have ever had in your entire life. On your next inhale, rise up. Reach the left arm up and over to those right toes. Bring it up. Up and over. Up. 2 more. Over. And up. And over. Hold here. Let yourself elongate through the left side body. Maybe even shake that head out a little bit. And then inhale, bring it up. Left hand comes to the top of the mat. We're going to come out the way that we went in. So we're going to move up through our fallen triangle, push into the hips, push into the right foot. Right arm goes up. All right, here's the challenge. You can take the challenge or keep that left foot down for a moment. We're going to lift left foot up and we're going to pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend left knee, everybody. Right hand comes down. Pivot on that right foot to the outer edge of the foot. Bring the left knee to the sky. Left hand follows. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Left leg goes straight up to the sky for a 3-legged down dog. Inhale, 3-legged high plank. Maybe you got a 3-legged chaturanga. Push it up. One more time, 3-legged chaturanga. Push it up, and then drop that left foot down. Push the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. Exhale to root. Remember your intention as you walk your hands back to your feet. and clasp the elbows and find a pendulum swing. As you're breathing here, as you're regulating, truly find that anchor, find the roots of the intention that you set during the first start of class. Next inhale, start to walk those hands back to the top of the mat. Inhale, right leg high to the sky, bend that right knee and open those hips out. Go ahead and create those hip circles. And reverse. On your next exhale, that right knee comes to the right elbow for 3, 2, pull that heel in towards the glute for 1, send it back, open the hip, take your inhale here. As you exhale, right knee over to the left elbow for 3, 2, 1, send it back. Open the hips, inhale, space. Exhale, right knee back to that right elbow for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send it back, open the hip. As you exhale, that right knee is going to come to the left elbow, tap here, and then rotate to flatten the left foot, lift left hands up, and extend right leg out. Hold here, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that foot down for fallen triangle. Lift the hips up. Lift the heart up. Reach with those left fingertips. And exhale your way down to the booty. Fold forward. Probably never felt so good to forward fold. Inhale up. And let's reach right arm over to the left toes. Bring it back up. Over to the toes. And back up. 2 more. Over. And up. And last one. Over and hold here. Lengthen through that right side body. So push that right hip down if it tries to lift. Maybe you even shake out the head a little bit. And inhale, bring it back up. Right hand comes to the top of the mat. Coming out the way we went in, rise up, fall in triangle. Here's the challenge. Lift that right leg up and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone bend right knee, left hand comes down, pivot on that left foot to the outer edge of the left foot. Right knee goes to the sky, right hand goes to the sky. Big inhale, and as you exhale, right hand comes down, right leg goes straight up to the sky for 3-legged down dog. Take your inhale into a 3-legged high plank, and then 2 chaturanga push-ups. Drop it down 3 legs, push it up. Drop it down, push it up. Drop that right foot to the mat, and exhale, downward facing dog. Push the hips up to the sky. Ground the heels down. Let the heart sink towards the crown of the head, like the crown of the head is a bowl and the heart is a soup. And you're pouring the soup into the bowl. On your next inhale, gaze forward. I want you to hop to the top of the mat for your yogi squat. Malasana, sink those hips, lift the heart. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Feel that heart beating against the sternum, against the thumbs. What was your intention at the start of class? How have you been able to move with that through the transitions that maybe have felt difficult this far? All right, let's drop this down to our booty for Navasana. We do not have to have straight legs in Navasana. We can bend those legs if we want. Keep the heart elevated. We don't have to have straight arms in Navasana. We can bend those elbows and help support the legs in our Navasana. Activate through your core. Hug the rib cage in. Hug the low belly in. Puff that heart to the sky. Nice and straight spine. Engage the inner thighs towards one another. Engage the inner ankles towards one another. And breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring this back into Malasana. If you need to use the hands to lift yourself back to that squat, please do so. Exhale back to Navasana, pushing ourselves, reaching into our threshold, leaning into the experience of strength today. For 5, 4, hug the pelvic floor in. 3, 2, squeeze inner thighs. 1, Malasana, yogi squat. Again, if you need to use the hands to get there, please do. Take 1 inhale. I know we're moving a little fast. Move back down into it. Navasana. Third one out of 5. So breathe for 5. Push yourself and lean into it for 4. 3. Maintain integrity. 2. What was your intention? Why'd you show up today? 1. Drop it down. Malasana. Whew. Take your inhale here, sink into those hips. Maybe find a little bounce, because sometimes the bounce helps to release anything that's building up, and release it back down. 4th one out of 5, Navasana. Move right into it. Fuller breath, 5. More control on that exhale, 4. Squeeze those inner thighs together, 3. You're only here for a short time. 2, 1, release down into Malasana, your yogi squat. Again, maybe you find a little bouncing, maybe a little twisting if you need, and drop it back down. We aren't there very long. This is our last Navasana. 5, 4, told you would make it. 3, 2, 1, we have a little trick. We're dropping it down, low boat, and we're rocking it up for 10, 9, tell that core you need it to work. 8, 7, 6, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, laugh with it. 2, 1, back to Navasana. I know I said that was the last one. This is a brief moment. Inhale, back to Malasana, yogi squat. Woo! Let that sigh go. Let it go. And then plant the hands, lift those heels, strain those legs so the hips go up. Come as high onto those toes as you can. And then exhale, push those heels to the mat. Heel toe the feet together for hip width distance. Find that pendulum here. Nice sway for 5. Really indulge in this little place of rest. 4, 3, let the breath get heavier. 2, and 1. Plant those hands, step it back, high plank. Hug your rib cage in. Push the earth away with the hands. Grip the mat. And let's lower this down nice and slow for a count of 5 into Chaturanga. 5, 4, use control. 3, don't go too low. 1, hold for 5, 4, feel the quivers. 3, 2, push it back up. Whew, exhale, down dog. Okay, we're going to do 2 more of those. So maybe you come down to your knees and you shake those wrists out. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the wrists out. Do whatever it takes. Shake, shake, shake. Come back to high plank.
I am a rhymer today, in case you haven't noticed. All right, we're coming down into chaturanga for the count of 7, 6, a little slower, more control, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it up and back, downward facing dog. This time walk those hands back. A small bow, walk those hands forward, moving straight into that chaturanga again. For 5, 4, 3, make it fun. 2, 1, hold for 3, 2, 1, drop to the mat. Whew. Inhale, peel the heart up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, peel that heart up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Hold here. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Push the hip bones down. Maybe you even clasp the hands behind you. Pull the fists towards the heels. Lift them up off the bum. Lift a little higher. And hold for 5, 4, keep breathing. 2, lower the fists first. Release the clasp of the hands. Bring those hands back down underneath the shoulders. And then exhale into balasana, child's pose, but active. We want to keep the heart up, head up. So we're not rounding so much through the spine. Instead, we're trying to get as much length into the spine. On your next exhale, let it all go. Sink it to the mat. Forehead down, spine round. All right. We're going to make this all a flow. Let's go ahead and inhale back into our tabletop. Take a couple cat-cows first. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round. If you get lost in the flow, that's okay. Pick it up where you can and come back to it. The most important thing is to remember your breath, to remember to operate from a place of integrity around your own practice, not mine, not your sister's, not your best friend or your boyfriend, only you. All right, tuck those toes, hover those knees up for 5, 4, 3, 2. As we exhale, we're going to send that left foot up to the sky as we straighten through the right leg, 3-legged down dog. Bend the left knee and open that hip. As you exhale, left knee taps that left elbow. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Send it back, open that hip. As you exhale, left knee taps that right elbow, and then we rotate to the right foot, left hand, right arm goes up, extend left leg out to the right, tap down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that foot, lift it up into your fallen triangle, hips high, heart high. Take a big inhale, and then exhale down to the bum, fold forward. Inhale it up, reach that left arm up over towards the right toes and hold and lengthen here. Inhale, full exhale. Inhale, left hand comes back to the top of the mat, fallen triangle, right arm up. Lift that left foot up and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, bend left knee, right hand comes down, left leg goes straight to the sky. 3-legged down dog. Inhale forward, 3-legged high plank. Exhale it down, 3-legged chaturanga. Push it up, 3-legged down dog. Drop that left foot down. Inhale, gaze at the hands, hop to malasana. Squat.
Drop it all the way down. Navasana for 2. 1, halfway boat for 5. Rock. 3, rock, rock, rock. 2, 1, Navasana. Malasana, yogi squat. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, hands down. Now option to just step back to high plank or jump back high plank. Lower it down to chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold chaturanga for 3, 2, 1. All the way to the mat. Inhale, peel that heart up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, peel the heart up. This time, clasp those hands behind you. Reach the fist back and up off of the booty. Lift that heart, push the hips down. Drop the fist before you release the clasp of the hands. Hands below the shoulders. Exhale, active child's pose. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, let yourself melt over the tops of the thighs. Take another inhale. Expand on your intention. Light it up. Brighten it. Exhale, root it into yourself, into your essence, into your being. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, tuck those toes, lift and hover those knees. Stay with the breath. Tuck that tailbone down towards the heels. Tighten the rib cage. On your next exhale, that right leg extends up to the sky, 3-legged down dog. Open the right hip out. Take an inhale here. Exhale, right knee taps that right elbow. 4, 5, 4, 3. It was only a count of 3. Send it right back. Exhale, tap that right knee to the left elbow. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Now drop down to that left foot, that right foot. Left arm up. Extend the right foot out and tap here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that right foot down. Inhale into the hips, into the heart, fall in triangle. Exhale, hips come down. Forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, right arm over to those left toes. Push the right hip down. Inhale, back up. Right hand comes to the top of the mat. Push the hips up. Push the heart up. Fall in triangle. Lift the right foot up and hover that leg for 5, 4, 3, 2. Left hand down. Right leg comes underneath you and up and over for 3-legged down dog. Inhale, high plank, 3 legs. Exhale, a chaturanga push up and up. Inhale, right leg high. Drop that right foot down. Inhale, gaze forward, hop to the top of the mat. Yogi squat. Drop the hips down. Lift the legs up for Navasana. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down halfway. Lift it back up. Drop it down halfway. Lift it back up. Halfway down and up. Yogi squat. You can step this back or hop it back. Let's go now. High plank. Lower it down, chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Drop it down to the belly. Inhale, peel that heart up. Lift. Breathe. Exhale, lower the heart. Inhale, lift that heart. Push the hips down. Clasp those hands behind you. And let's find some pulses. We're going to lift, slight lower. Lift, small lower. 5 of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop the fist to the booty first. Release the clasp. Hands below the shoulders. I want you to push this back. Active child's pose. Do not move into a rounded spine child's pose yet. Keep the arms straight out in front of you. Keep the heart lifted. Keep the head lifted. Breathe length into the spine. When the spine feels neutral and long, then we're going to exhale. Surrender the rib cage to the thighs. Sink the forehead to the mat. And find strong, focused breath. How has your intention held up through this practice? How has the breath carried you through? Have you been able to find the foundation in the breath, even while you are quivering, shaking, questioning life? As you inhale, rise up to the knees. And we're going to go for a toe stretch. So we're going to tuck those toes below us. Big toes touch. We're going to check in with the pinky toe to make sure that that pinky toe didn't evade us. We want to make sure that pinky toe gets all the action as well. Knees are together. And those hips are pretty close to the thighs, if not on the thighs. I'm sorry. That's wrong. The hips on the thighs. That's not going to work. The hips are on the heels or close to the heels. This may feel really intense for you. And so I offer you some relief. If it's super intense, we're going to place a block between the calves and the bottom of the hamstrings. If that still feels too intense, we're going to lean forward just a little bit. So here's the thing. If we take all of the sensation out of this toe stretch, then we're never going to expand into the growth that those feet, the ankles, the Achilles, and the toes are really needing. Especially if this is very difficult for you, I think that's always a telltale sign that this is a pose we need. Everyone always says that the pose that you like the least, or the pose that you're bitching about the most, is most likely going to be the pose you need the most, because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like comfort. And only comfort is what stagnates, and only discomfort is really what expands us. It's what grows us. If we want to step into a new venture in life, we have to be a little uncomfortable. We have to make some changes. If we want our body to become more flexible or stronger, there's going to be some discomfort that occurs through the process. Go ahead and inhale, arms up to the sky. I know your toes might be on fire right now. Exhale, hands down. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Focus on the breath, not the feet. Inhale, up. Exhale, down through center line. Last time, inhale, up. Exhale, down, and without rushing it, I want you to bring those hands to the top of the mat. Release the toes gently, and then just start to gentle tap tops of the feet on the mat until it becomes comfortable enough to really pound the tops of those feet into the mat, releasing anything that may have built up in the process of discomfort. Ooh, I don't know, I just like to make noises sometimes. I bet I was a really annoying child. All right, a couple more. And then sink down onto your sit bones. Find a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit up on one of my blocks. If you have a meditation pillow, you can use the meditation pillow or whatever it is that you have for some support. I know I didn't cue blocks a lot during this practice, and I think after all, I realized that it was going to be a lot stronger of a practice than I initially anticipated, and in those times, found it difficult to remember that we even have blocks while I'm shaking and sweating and holding on for dear life. If you found yourself in that same situation, comment below and let me know. Let's go ahead and sink into the body here. Meaning,
we're going to drop our awareness around anything else in the space that we're occupying. And we're going to start to bring focus into what the body is saying, that somatic experience. What are the legs saying, the arms, the shoulders, the neck? Can you hear the voice between the eyebrows, in the jaw, in the pinky toe, in the pointer finger, the tops of the ears, and the tops of the head? What can you observe? What needs leaned into and what needs let go of? The more awareness something is asking for, the deeper the breath comes to that space, offering healing and medicine of the soul, of the heart, of the mind, and of the body. Take a moment to create some neck rolls. Bring the head back into stillness. Open the arms up. Exhale the right arm over top of the left and reach back for the shoulder blades. Open up through the shoulder blades. Drop the elbows down. Inhale, peel the elbows up. Keep with reaching for the shoulder blades. Exhale, drop those elbows down. Inhale up. And exhale one more time, drop them down. Inhale, open the arms up really wide. And exhale, this time the left arm comes over top of the right. We grab for the shoulder blades, drop the elbows down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Once more, down. Up. Open those arms out. Reach the hands towards the top and the back of the mat. Almost like there's going to be a wall at each hand. And I want you to press against those imaginary walls. Push, 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 push. And now drop those fingers down towards the mat. Really reach those fingers down towards the mat. And then drop the hands down into your lap. Take another inhale. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. And then from here, you're welcome to take Savasana. I actually recommend it, taking corpse pose, for as long as you would like, as long as feels like you have integrated the practice, you've steeped in the medicine, in the herbs, of the movement, of the transitions, of the strength and the mobility. And then when you're ready, of course, as always, namaste, and thank you for practicing with me today.